Right, you just tell me when, and yeah. Good morning, everybody. From Speaker's Corner, content over everything. The channel, the Speaker's Corner channel now. Just something to share with you on this beautiful day here today, and it's a bit gloomy, really. Now, see this picture here.
Content over everything.
We have a drag queen who is currently being paid by the education department to explain and to bring out the ideas of transgenderism, LGBT, genderqueer, trigender, all of these things to children as young as 2. Now, if you look at the face of this person, this is a man here dressed as a woman, a drag queen. Now, the kind of people who are drawn to being drag queens are hugely popular with young children. They're a bit like the pantomime dames from the Christmas pantomimes and things like that. Now, this man is now going into schools and he's explaining things like gender fluidity to 2-year-olds. And he's a drag queen, there's a man there, and he's working for the education department. Now, the justification for this is that if they can reach young minds before young minds are able to have a concrete understanding of anything, so what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, what's real and what's unreal, they feel if they can fill their heads with ideas of gender fluidity, transgenderism and the whole other isms that you've got, that somehow they're going to help cure hate crimes. This is at the heart of the agenda. Now, a KGB officer just after the Cold War explained how it only takes 2 generations to wipe away the memory of a civilization. Now, this is effectively one of the commandos, the spearheading thrusts to totally erase in this child's mind at an early age what reality is. Now, I don't know how this young mind is going to cope when they get to 8, 9, 10, when every thought that's in their head as to whether they're in the right body, what bodies they can be born into, and a whole host of other things. Effectively, this is a dysphoria transfusion. Dysphoria is being put into this young child's mind, and after that egg has hatched, and I've said that before, that child will question everything to do with reality. And when this slate is clean, any state, any power, any propaganda machine will then be able to implant reality into that head. This head now has been softened up, white, basically called bleached, so it will accept anything. If they say, well, we want, and it's a bit like Brave New World, if they want a batch of this or a batch of that or a batch of anything, they will actually be able to put into that child's mind. And with the trans species, the wolf, the trans-species wolf children running around in the playground, and what couldn't they do? So I know, again, that I seem to be bashing on the transgender thing, but it's not about transgenderism, it's about children. It's about, for me, childhood, that period before we wake up is so precious, and so many people who have had their childhood robbed of them spend the whole of their life empty, grey and sick. So,
What schools actually accepted this?
Oh no, lots of schools now. This is the start of a program where the drag queens will be in, probably this will be mainstream now. And I don't know if you're aware, Leon.
Would you base that claim upon?
Well, this is an article from the Daily Mail. And all you need to do is Google it. Don't take my word for it. If you just Google drag queens, primary schools, all the information is there. All the information. So, yeah, again, this isn't about transgenderism, this isn't about LGBT, this is about children, their right to have a childhood. So, I don't know, parents, if you're watching this, if you've got a heart and you want to protect your children, all I can do is say homeschool. Homeschool until this blows over, if it does. So, Leon, thanks for that. Have a good day.
Bring that picture closer.
Yeah, here we go. Now you can see this is the LGBT gender fluid commando raid on I suppose they'd consider it a hatchery. So this man now is going to say to that little girl, you know, you can be anything you want to be. You could be a boy, you could be a girl, you could be both simultaneously, actually. You could be a cat, you could be a rat, a mouse, you could be 12-year-olds, 2-year-old, whatever you want. There's no limit to what you can put in this mirror. Be who you are. And this is where what you will trumps reality. So heaven help us. Okay, yeah, nice one.
Oh, what, you want to do your Christianity one now?
You know, that'll be a long one.
I don't know, man. It's up to you. How long?
What do you think? Have you ever considered these kind of things?
I do think people can be born in the wrong body, yes.
Okay, no, I'm really interested to hear. Yeah, tell me how you would know that you were born in the wrong body and whether. What? Can I just come around here? So, have you heard of this book?
Do you mind going on camera?
Sure.
Yeah. So see this picture here. You believe that, say, a 5-year-old boy could actually be. Really a girl?
Yes.
How would a 5-year-old boy know he's trapped in the wrong body?
Well, I actually read an article about this.
Okay, yeah.
In the I forget what article it was in,
Sure.
but there's a gene in the body, and
Gene?
so they all start off. You all start off actually initially as like all the body parts are all a girl. So men and women in the womb have a clitoris, and then it either turns into a obviously a penis or a vagina.
Well,
And
conception start. Your sex is determined at conception. XY, XX chromosome.
And then sometimes there are these genes that like misinterpret what is. Really
Is this real science?
Yes, and I can't think of the genes right now. If I could, I would pull up my article.
Sure. So
paper I wrote
what you're
on it.
saying is, just so I can understand you, you're saying there's biological evidence, scientific evidence that can say that you could actually be trapped in the wrong body.
Yes.
Is there any bodies that you can't be allowed to be trapped in? See, this person believed he was trapped in a man's body when he's actually a cat. Would you accept that this person could be a cat if they really believed they were?
If they really believe that, then yes. I have no say in what they can and can't be.
But would he be a cat? This is the thing. I suppose is this person in reality a cat, or is this a deluded man who wants to believe he's a cat and wants you to believe it? See, and that's why with this boy, he's prepubescent. Okay, he has no understanding what fixed gender is. He has absolutely no understanding of it. So how would he know? This is what I'm trying to understand. Could you explain to me, say this 5-year-old boy, would the idea that he could be trapped in a body have come from within him or without? I.e., because what I'm saying is the transgender phenomenon has grown and is an exponential rate. It's grown 5,000%. Now, the evidence seems to suggest it's a social contagion. Wherever you have Facebook groups, wherever you have certain teachers in certain schools, there are clusters that grow around these things. Now, for me, this child did not arrive at the knowledge that he was trapped in a body. He had that concept put in him, and I was just explaining to Leon, would you be happy with drag queens going into kindergarten and telling children as young as 3 that they could be trapped in the wrong body? Because for me, that's putting dysphoria into somebody's mind. And once that goes in, they'll never stop questioning. They'll always be unhappy, and they'll always. This is why the suicide rates are so high. So what I'm trying to get, did you always believe that people could you be born in the wrong body?
I mean, I know for a fact that I wasn't, because I feel like a woman, and that identifies with my body.
What's it like?
But it's like what you said before. He's 5. He's prepubescent. He's never heard of any like gender fluidity. He's never known the spectrum. So if he is identified as a boy at birth.
Well, not identified. He is biologically a boy.
Right. So if he, so he's.
Would you agree?
Biologically, he has the parts of a boy.
Yes.
But he has never heard of any of the gender spectrum, transgender, anything. He's born. he has the male gender parts,
And the chromosomes,
and his
and the genes.
parents raised him as a boy, and he, since you said he's never heard of any of these things before, and he thinks, oh, I think I'm a girl, then he must
be a girl.
Came up that if he came up with that
this
on
is really
his
important.
own.
I agree with everything you said right up to that last bit. So the last part you said. So he's a boy. He's genetically a boy. His chromosomes are male. Biologically, everything about him is male. And then the thought comes into his mind that he might not be a boy and he could be a girl. But that's a boy having a thought that he might be a girl. That doesn't mean he is a girl.
Right, but if he is raised in the sense that he is a boy and there is no other intention that he could be a girl, and he comes up with that in his mind, he's like, I don't feel right in my body, I don't feel comfortable.
Right.
Maybe if because there are some boys who start dressing as a girl, and they feel more comfortable in girl clothes, and they feel more comfortable going by she, her. So that's
Can I put a point across?
Yeah.
If tomorrow I wake up and I say I'm a unicorn, yeah? Would you believe me? I'm a unicorn.
I think you're going to a different point though, because it's different than that.
I'm
It's
trying
not
to give an example.
Yeah.
If in reality, when a male and a female born, we know it's about accepting reality. We know why we call them children. Do you know that? Because they cannot make decisions, because they don't have the knowledge, they haven't grown up. If we could live as a human species in a natural way, when our children born, we should send them to the jungle, let them learn the way the nature tells them. But no, we know we are human beings. In reality, we build civilization, we learn from our mistakes. So in reality, we teach each other what is a male, what is a female. In reality, it exists. But if tomorrow, as a deluded person, I wake up and say, do you know what, just to make me happy, if I say I'm a unicorn and you say, yeah, to make him happy, you're a unicorn, you just accepted my delusion.
But you're going to a different point.
No, it's not.
Could we come back to the...
I cannot.
But becoming a woman to a male or a male to a female is completely different from being being a human to an animal or to a unicorn. Right,
a man or a woman lives his life or her life. Suddenly tomorrow he wakes up and he tells us that he feels that he is a woman or she's a man. And the society is so much afraid to say, no, bro, you're deluded.
Mo, could I ask for a straw poll?
To say the reality.
Can I just ask
to
people here, because there's quite a few here.
I know it hurts.
Okay.
No,
how many people believe you can be born?
It is in the
Mo,
genetics.
could I just ask people here?
There are many
how many
articles
people
about this
here,
that are genetic, and it happens through genes.
I appreciate you coming over to have a conversation. I really do.
But would you let me explain myself?
I thought you were talking to him.
Your turn. Well,
please.
I just want to do a straw poll and then I'll come straight back to you. Straight back to you. This lady's got the chair. I just wanted to know how many people believe you could be born in the wrong body. Don't be shy.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
All my best friends are transgender.
Yeah, you should.
I don't believe it at all.
No. So I'd say there's a good third of the people here. So yeah, please have your say.
There are actual scientific evidence that genes in your body can misinterpret what is actually happening, and then you can read the article yourself if you don't believe it. But I don't.
To me, it sounds like pseudoscience. It really doesn't sound like.
Hormones determine at birth what you are.
But
Can't change that.
There are misinterpretations. Genes
In a
cannot.
hormone?
Yes.
Can a male feel what is the pain
if you would like
of
me
menstruation?
To give you the article
Can
that I
a man
read, I
ever?
can gladly give it to you.
If a man
I
tomorrow
think
says
it's
I'm a
national
woman,
history.
Hang on, could
Can
this
he
lady
feel the
have
pain of
1
birth?
minute? You have 1 minute.
Never.
Mo.
How can he say I'm a woman or I'm a man?
Could you have your 1 minute? Please just carry on.
Accept the
You're saying
reality.
that there is scientific evidence that has recently come out that says that there are boys who have a condition that means that their genes are being misread. Well, how does that account for gender fluidity then? Because I'm bigender. Okay, that means that I can manifest as a male and a female simultaneously. Sometimes I choose to present as a woman, sometimes as a man. Okay.
And
so
do you believe this then? I want to ask
no.
you, do you believe that
As a
man can
bigender
be-
woman, right?
In today's day, people think they're
I
animals.
feel this is very important when we're dealing with
cut
children.
their tongue,
Okay.
they put
So
horns.
what I am myself
And
is
I have to
immaterial.
accept it? No.
What you are is immaterial?
Yeah. To the subject of 5-year-olds being. So you agree I'm a woman,
Even
don't you?
individual.
If you
You do,
identify as
individual
that, then
can
I
be
believe that you
suicidal.
identify
So
as
let
that,
them
yes.
die.
I'm as female as
Simple logic.
as her. Presuming you're female, yeah? You're female?
I am a female.
You're 100%.
Yes.
You know that for sure. And I'm as female as her, yeah?
If that's what you want to be, if that's what you
Who-
physically,
can I-
if that is what you
who
mentally
agrees
You have to
I'm
tell
as
him you're
female as
deluded.
her? Who agrees I'm as female as her? Does anybody agree that I'm as female as her? You are suffering from this condition. You'll find it in the Oxford Dictionary. It's called deluded. It means believing in something that is not true. And we just had a little study here and we just showed it up. What happened to you? What
I
happened?
think
And to
the
you
physical,
as well. I mean,
if you are
as
not
as a mother of
physically a
children,
woman, it doesn't mean that you are you mentally have the things women have. It doesn't mean that you do not mentally
It
feel as a
basically means
woman.
pink.
What
But
does
it
a
doesn't
woman mean
mean
to you?
you know, it's
her
crude
this
gender
question.
stereotypes.
What
Things
a
like
woman means
what
to
they,
the
what
exact
they
same
will do.
thing
No,
it means to be a man.
no. What they judge it on
What
the
that
moment.
means.
They will put a child.
ask you that
They will
right
put
now.
in
What
front.
do you think it
Can I
means to
just
be a
finish
man?
this?
What do you think it means to be a man?
To be a man?
Yes.
To be a man, there you go. I'm in front
The
of you.
physical-
In reality.
Does the physical matter?
In reality.
The physical appearance doesn't matter. It
Doesn't
is,
no.
It's the mentality.
No,
it's
we
what
live
you.
in real world. It does matter. It does.
Is
We
this a
can touch.
woman?
We can feel it.
This is a woman as well. This is a transgender woman activist. So this is a woman
we grow
too.
differently.
And
Our
you are
mentality is
deluded.
different. I like
Yes,
to show
our
that.
body
Body is different.
So am I deluded or are you deluded?
You are deluded.
I'm deluded.
Yes.
I say this is a hairy man with a penis and testicles. You say it's a woman,
You
and I'm
can't
deluded.
assume. You have to ask.
I know this as a
him
fact.
or her personally. Are you a man or who do you identify as? And as they tell you, you accept
we've
them
got to the
as who they
crux. Hang on,
identify.
no,
Your
no,
mind
no.
is just so small. You can't accept.
You can say to him,
can't-
you can call yourself whatever you want, but it's moved beyond that. It means that people like this, see, this is where it's dangerous. This is a twice convicted rapist who decided while he was in British prison that he would transition to a woman. Guess what they did? People like you with your mindset, and I don't mean it angrily, but I've got 5 daughters, so I have a dog in the fight here. They put him, because he put a wig on, in a woman's prison, and guess what? He sexually assaulted 2 women while he was there. This politically correct ideology that you're carrying is putting women in serious
You're going
danger.
too
Women
far.
who fought for 50 years for safe spaces are having the doors opened, and animals like this
So I just
are
wanna,
allowed
I
in.
just want to
Do
make
you not
sure
feel
I
bad about
understand
that?
what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
please
you're
do.
saying that a man becoming a woman or a woman becoming a man is dangerous for women.
Of course it is.
It will become
How is
increasingly
that?
so.
I'm just wondering. How is that dangerous for
Because
women?
they
Because
say they are
I'll
women
explain.
100%,
I'll explain.
they have
Men can
nothing to
both-
do with women.
Okay.
They cannot get pregnant. In reality, women
I
have...
think Mo's hijacking your conversation, mate.
No,
Yeah, Mo,
because
no, Mo's
it's real.
passionate.
It's real.
But,
It's real.
you know,
It's
no.
real. The thing is,
It's
I'm
not
not
all
saying...
Have you
physical.
say,
It's
have you
not
say, and
all-
then we'll carry it on.
My point is here that as a society, I have to have the right to tell this is wrong, because they want to shove their ideology in our
Okay.
throat that we don't want to
Mo,
accept.
Mo, can I carry this
You are
on now
telling
and build
me
with this?
if a person
familiar.
Mo.
gets up in the morning and says, "I will men,"
Mo,
I
Mo,
have
Mo.
to accept it.
Mo.
No,
But this
I
is
don't
against,
have
this
to.
is against freedom of. This is against being.
Mo.
What about
Mo.
my freedom?
Mo.
What about my expression?
Go, Mo.
It's,
What
that
about-
is a different topic.
No,
Mo's
it's,
not
it's,
gonna
it's,
go.
it's
You-
linked. It's linked.
What?
Because the moment I say this man cannot be a woman, you accuse me of every nasty thing.
No, Mo, can I
Because
Okay, guys,
you're not
I think we
allowing
need
them
to approach
Yeah,
the
yeah.
conversation
mentally
from
be
another
themselves.
angle, because from
Would
this
you
angle
like
it
to
won't
carry
do
on
any
the
good.
conversation with Mo? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
guys,
Because there's
let-
a few more people come here because I'm interested
let's
to
approach
see
the
how this is.
conversation on a
Yeah, no,
different
no,
angle.
no. And we'll just continue it as it is for now. Just for a
Okay,
minute, just for a
continue
minute.
and you will not get anywhere.
Well, right. You mentioned that you feel that children can be born in the wrong body. Would you be? Yeah. No. God bless you. How do you feel about drag queens going into kindergartens and telling 3-year-olds that they could be born
You're
in the
appealing
wrong?
to morality. They do not
No,
share the
I'm-
same
no,
morality
I'm
as you
wondering-
do.
yeah.
They will not
You don't need to
understand
be-
the example. You need to approach this from a different angle.
I don't know. This is the way that I'm doing it, if that's all right.
Okay, no, but we won't
Well,
go
I'll ask.
anywhere.
No, you don't know. I'm trying to understand. It's not.
Listen,
We're
bro,
not
I agree
going
with
to
you.
anywhere.
I
This
spoke
is-
to you before.
I know,
I agree
you're a
with
good
you.
man, you're a
But
good man.
this is not the way to approach, an exit to this conversation. Now, let's approach this
I'm
from a
more
different
interested.
angle.
No, I'm more interested to get feedback from the people who are here. This is most important to me. That's more than anything. This isn't by numbers we get to an end result where we're all in agreement. I'm interested how young people, especially, and mums and dads and the rest of it, how they reconcile these things that I'm showing them. You young ladies here, do you agree? Because we have 3 people here who agree, and I'm not going to come down heavy on anyone. Do you believe that you could be born in the wrong body? You do, definitely. And what I'm trying to understand is, what must this boy feel when he doesn't even know what it is to feel male or female, beyond crude gender stereotypes? Typically, you will leave a Barbie dress and you might leave some camo trousers if you're bringing your child up in a gender-neutral environment. And if the child goes towards the Barbie dress, maybe you think, well, maybe I'll say, would you like to try it on? And then you will slowly coax the child, assuming this is their appetite and this is the way that they're leaning. But this child doesn't know. Those things that you're showing them are crude gender stereotypes. I have my youngest daughter. She goes to judo. She wears jeans. She wears a baseball cap. She doesn't conform to these pink Barbie dress, nail kind of things that young boys are being coaxed into. Say, I better go and see a professional because you could be a transgender.
It's not that we're saying boys can't play with Barbies and girls can't play with baseball bats. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, yeah, maybe the boy does go for the Barbie, but you can't, yes, you can't decide that right on the fact, oh, they must be a girl because they like a Barbie, because they're not going with the stereotypical genders, which is, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is they, as time goes on, they develop the feeling, I don't feel comfortable in my body as a man.
And this is the dysphoria.
Let me try and see how I feel being more feminine.
My daughter,
stereotypically feminine. And if they feel that is more comfortable, then they will
take care. Sorry about that. I just really wanted to hear what these people were saying.
And it's not
what I still don't understand.
It kind of reminds me of the conversation between Christians and Muslims.
This
just
boy who thinks he's a girl is
none of them will make
any
trial to actually go beyond the box.
Let's try and help him.
No, I can't. He doesn't want to.
Biological reality.
He will just tell you not to interfere, man. He doesn't want to approach this from a different angle.
You're a female. You know that. No, but you could do. You feel you're a woman. Have you ever tried to explore your feelings and discover whether in fact you're actually a man? Have you ever tried?
No, I never even tried it.
You never tried? Maybe tonight you should just dwell on maybe you've been misgendered at birth.
I don't think so. I will. We are all different. So some people believe that they are born in a different body. Some are not. I am not a part of that community.
It's different from she knows she's a female. That's different than being confused and not knowing your gender. It's the same thing as deciding. It's similar to not unknowing if you are gay, straight, lesbian, bi, whatever.
Sure.
I had questioning time whether if I was lesbian, if I was bi, if I was straight. I know I'm straight. I went through that time in my period.
You know you're a straight female.
I am a straight female.
You know that.
But I'm saying.
What do you base that knowledge on? How do you know?
You do.
You just know.
Yes,
so he just knows. He just knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
really believe?
And maybe
he
he'll
just
go
knows
through
there's a Father Christmas. He just knows any rubbish that anyone puts into his head.
This is very different.
Yeah.
Why is it so
about
different?
His personal, internal feeling about himself. He does not imagine himself a Napoleon, so he does not go to psychiatric hospital. He just imagines himself.
Why is this phenomenon has only just come out and raised its head in the last 5-6 years? So you're saying for thousands of years, boys who were trapped in the wrong bodies suffered in silence.
Yes, because it was frowned upon. It was frowned upon about being gay. If you were gay back then, it was not allowed.
Now let me ask you
now
this.
Now it is being more accepted.
Let's say I accept what you're saying, but how he might not be transgender. He might be gender fluid. He might be a boy and a girl simultaneously.
Yes, and that's what he can
how will
figure
he know
out.
that?
He can figure that out. That's why he's confused.
Can you explain how you can know you're bi-gender?
He will feel what he feels. It's all about feelings, not knowledge. And it is a tragedy as well, because
a tragedy is going on while we're
Pedophile
The reason why you don't
feels to
understand,
rape
have
a
you ever
child.
been in
Shall
that
I say
state?
his
Have you
feeling
ever
is
been
good?
He does not
confused
harm
like a
anybody.
boy or girl like
I
that?
think
Because if
all
you
of the
haven't, then
evidence,
that's why you don't
all of the
understand.
evidence is showing
It's-
very,
I
very
don't know.
clearly.
A paedophile feels to rape a
this
child.
is a social
He feels it.
contagion,
So let them feel that.
and it has been manufactured almost exclusively through social media. And I'll just say that. I'll just say. I'll give you the stats. 5,000% increase in referrals to transgender clinics in the last 5 years, and most of those can be traced to clusters of Facebook groups or certain
is no
teachers.
harm,
You can
do whatever you
show
wanna do.
where the
No,
idea
it's
that
not about
dysphoria
doing
is being
what you
put
do. You
into
still
this
have to obey
person's
the
mind
laws of the
by,
society.
unfortunately,
But, is your sexuality
good
important
people
for the
like
laws
you
of the society?
are putting. Do you know what
If you are
dysphoria
not
means?
That's
harming
my
anyone,
point
this
as
is
well
your
then.
personal
Dysphoria
choice,
means.
your personal freedom.
Dysphoria. What does
But
dysphoria
when
mean?
you come and ask the society to accept you,
So you can have body dysphoria, you can have a whole host of
And why would you
dysphoria.
judge
It's
a
not
person
actually a
based on his
psychiatric
or her
condition.
sexuality?
Dysphoria is I wake up
Why
every
would you
morning
judge
feeling
them?
dysphoric. You
It's
know, we all
race.
do.
I call it,
But
sexual
how can,
racism.
what
That's how
happened
the society
10 years
works.
ago, it used to be called
this is
sexual
how it
identity
should be known.
disorder,
And
and it was a
is
medical
tragedy
condition.
how
If it
it
wasn't
works.
Okay,
for our
5
sexuality,
years they changed the
generation after
MSN
generation,
to
we wouldn't
dysphoria,
survive.
and now everybody's got it. And it's almost like this is the
Procreation, that's
elixir of
another story.
happiness.
But
You
how
will be a
many-
happy
how many
person. And you know what?
heterosexual
When this
couples
boy
don't have
is
children?
taken to a clinic
Nowadays,
at the age of
in general.
16,
Well,
where one mum
really,
took their son to a
No,
clinic in
if you
Thailand,
talk
he
about
has his
specifics,
testicles and
I
his
would
penis
specify.
removed. He has to wear a
Nowadays, there is,
dildo in the
a lot
hole
of people
for
who
the
don't
rest
have
of his
any
life.
children
He has
based
to
on
have
political,
hormones
economical
pumped into him
reasons.
permanently,
And
otherwise
so
hair
the
starts to appear. And
European
you're saying
race is,
he's happy?
dying out.
He's
If,
happy?
yeah, if that's what he wants.
Okay, well,
or
I'm going to
she,
give you the
that's-
medical
then
evidence.
that's what it
Do
is.
you know what?
Homosexuality.
90% of gender questioning children, this was the old MSN, right, when it was
They're the
gender,
fifth richest economy in the world.
sexual identity disorder.
Yeah, people might-
The clinicians would have a watch and wait response. He can say what he wants, he can do what he wants, don't influence him, leave him alone. 90% once they'd reached puberty would move went straight into their biological sex position, no problems. As soon as you interfere, the suicide rates shoot up. Do you not understand that this kind of conversation we're having and the kind of things that are going on is putting mental illness into a child who would have not had it if good meaning people like you could be guilty for this
What
suicide.
kind of interactions are
Children
they having,
of
though? Are
today's
people
society should go to
like when they are
confused.com.
in their period of waiting and like leaving them alone to see
Really
how it goes, and
confused,
people interfere with that. What kind of interactions are those? Are those negative? Like, oh no, if you are thinking about being a woman, you can't do that. That's
Would you
so
think
bad.
my
You'll be
daughter?
hated.
Do you think
No,
my
but
daughter's
but I would
transgender because she wears a baseball cap and
I
jeans?
don't want to talk about your daughter. I just want
But
to.
could she be?
If that's what she wants
And
to
would
be,
you
then
base
she
that on
can
the
be
fact
that.
she wears jeans, goes to judo, and has a baseball cap?
I would not assume
But you would
her
if the
gender
boy liked
whatsoever.
Barbie dress. See, this is what I don't
You
understand.
wouldn't. Did I say that?
If you
I
were a
said
parent-
it doesn't matter if a boy picks up a Barbie. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean he's a girl.
Yeah.
It means he likes playing with Barbies. If a girl wears a baseball cap,
Yeah, you
like
say
your daughter,
that. You say
then she
but
likes
it doesn't
baseball.
end there.
maybe.
Don't you understand? It
It doesn't
end
mean
there.
that they are a girl
Imagine
or
you're a
boy.
you're
That
gonna
just
bring-
means
if
their
you-
likes.
if
It
God-
doesn't mean
if God
who they
blesses
feel
you with
inside.
children, if God blesses you with children, are you going to bring them up gender neutral? Is that,
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
if God blesses you with children, and I hope He does, and I hope you get married and have a great big family, I really do. I hope and pray that you do. If you are blessed like that, will you have a gender neutral bedroom, and you will have, let's say it's a boy, let's say God blesses you with a lovely son who you love to death, you know, you would do anything for him. Are you going to put some knickers and a Barbie dress on his bed, and then you're going to put some camo trousers on the other? Why not? Because that's what you should do, because how does he know what he is unless you do that? And this is what's happening. Put yourself in that position.
In the beginning,
Gender-
we teach our children.
But that's when stereotypes
Would you
come
do
in.
that?
That's when.
Yeah, if
That's
you had a
reality.
baby,
No,
if you
What
had
do you
a
mean
child,
stereotype?
Why not?
you would put a pair of girls' knickers in your son's room and say, if you like pink knickers, put them on.
It's not about underwear. What exactly?
A gender. If you were to bring up your child as gender neutral, it would include underwear very much. It would include underwear, dresses, the whole.
Why don't you just give them
rigmarole.
white underwear?
Yeah.
I wear white underwear. Do you wear white underwear?
What would they be?
No, I wear black.
Knickers
I wear
or
black.
what?
Then I wear black
What
too.
would they
sometimes
I have
purple.
black,
We're
white,
not talking about
there you
underwear
go.
now,
He
yeah?
wears
Knickers
purple
have room.
underwear.
Let's cut
Yeah, there you
underwear.
go.
Let's cut underwear. Underwear is not the problem.
Okay,
Exactly.
but would you put a little pink dress and some nail varnish polish and makeup in your
I mean, look at my
5-year-old
nails. They're
son's
just
room?
amazing.
Would you do
Yes.
that?
Much better than
No,
her.
I would.
Well, how do you have a
but also
gender
not
neutral?
If I had a
No,
girl
but
as a
child,
Right.
I also wouldn't put it in pink.
Well, how do you bring up a child gender neutral? Yeah, if you were going to bring up your child gender neutral, what they do, they put both there. And if the child, imagine this 5-year-old boy, he goes, he likes pink, they go, gotcha. We're going to. That's the way it works. So there are so many parents who are so enamoured with the whole transgender pop star idea. They're desperate to get a transgender kid.
We need education. That's where we need education, and we need to educate people. This is how you bring up your child. If like.
You know what?
You need education. You can't. Look, you are getting it wrong.
What should I say to my child?
Can I
what
please
should I
finish
say?
my comment,
Please.
Okay, so
educate me.
The reason why education needs to be involved is because since this is a new upcoming thing for a while, people don't know.
But it's been around forever.
But it was pushed down, and people were not talking about it for a while.
It was unknown.
Because people were not talking about it because
there was nothing to talk about because it was unknown.
That's why I'm saying because of how new it is,
there needs
to be education
on
how to grow and how to lift up your child.
No, I don't agree.
In this sense,
I think there should be propaganda.
Go on.
There should be propaganda, no education. Propaganda is better.
Yeah, because if you have, you can't have a pink.
Okay, all right. Okay. You know what?
Can
we cut to the quick?
He's right.
So you're saying that you could be born...
Try to process what he's saying.
Let's say I agree with you. Is there any
today's
limit
society
to what
is
you
propaganda.
Can be in this mirror?
He's trying to say
could you be,
there is no knowledge in today's society. It's all headline readers.
Mo, could I just ask these girls this? Do you agree then that have you heard of trans species?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is this a cat or a poor insane person who thinks it's a cat? Tell me what your heart. Tell me what your heart tells you.
Then honestly,
so if he said, I'm a cat, you would go, yes, you are.
Yes.
Yeah, but would you say he was?
it doesn't affect me.
But would you say he was?
Yeah,
would you say, I'm asking it,
So
would
you
you
are
say he
selfish
was?
person
How come you are saying...
Humanity is not about selfishness, remember. Humanity is to give your hand to another human being.
And then became a
when
cat,
they
that
are
he is actually a cat.
in a
Would you say he
situation that
was?
you can help them and tell them about reality. That's what
And he
humanity
says, I'm a
is.
cat. Do you agree?
This is not a cat. It's some guy who thinks
You know
he's
why
a
you
cat.
didn't want to say it?
Why don't you accept that?
Telling you this.
That there are weird people in this world. That there are sick people in this world.
When it's not even
You have to admit
this is a typical response.
The reality.
It's affecting the generations' lives to
If
come.
If you deny reality, you say, yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
It's affecting society,
It's okay.
the health of society.
Be a
And
cat.
this is why we all have a responsibility. Do you agree?
Say
Do we all
meow.
agree? Just because you don't have one.
be
I do have a dog in the fight because I've got five
I know
dogs, so I
two
know
dogs.
this is their future.
I know.
What I'm trying to say is, if you say, because do you agree I'm a man or a woman?
What do you identify as? You tell
Right
me.
now I'm a woman again.
Okay, then you are...
Okay, right. Do you agree I'm a woman?
If you say
I'm
so.
bigender.
Honestly,
Have you heard of bigender?
Yes, I do.
So I'm a woman, yes. I'm a
whatever
woman,
you are.
yes. Please don't, that hurts. When
Ask me that.
You hesitate and
Ask
that
me
hurt
that.
me.
Ask me that.
Don't.
Really
I might
don't
just,
hesitate.
you know,
Ask me that
don't.
question.
Yeah. Okay. Is this? Now that you can't see it, you can't see this person's face, so you don't know whether he's male or female, do you?
Yeah,
you haven't
so
a
I
clue.
can say they
right.
to
So
them.
what? Should we ask the mystery guest whether he's a man or a woman? Hang on,
But
guess.
why does
Who
it
thinks this is
matter?
a man and who thinks this is a woman? Is this
Why
a
it
man?
shouldn't?
Hands up, he's a man.
Why
Anyone
does
think
it, though?
No
That's
one
the
thinks you're a
question.
man.
Because we live in a real world.
Yeah, and
process,
being that
we
is
live
part
in
of the
groups,
real
we
world.
live-
It's
Can I
accepting.
be another race?
It's accepting of
Things
mental.
work.
Do you believe in mental illnesses?
Yes.
My
Okay,
problem
that
is,
you should be able
my
to
problem
believe
is this.
that people
That
are able to mentally
you
believe
are-
them, that they
all of
are
you
a different
are
gender than how
wonderful,
they are
intelligent
physically.
people.
But if
this,
I accepted
this is
their
what you are.
ill mentality,
You believe in
That's
something
not
that
ill
isn't
mentality. That's just
true.
the way that they're
What
thinking.
about
I'm not
people
saying
that
that's a
are
mental
autistic?
illness.
How are they
So
not true?
if-
They're real people. How are they
if-
supposed
But they're
to
not what they
if
say
I
they
know the
are.
reality
But why
and somebody
wouldn't
asks me
they? If I
that
say I'm depressed
black
right
is
now,
white and white
how
is
would
black,
you know?
I shouldn't tell them?
Is this a woman?
You mean?
That is,
I don't
that
know.
is not
I have
exact.
never
That is
met
not
this
at all what I
person.
said.
Yes.
No, it's
Because
You can
if a
see
man
it's
tells
not a
me
woman.
she's a woman, he's a
How am I
woman,
supposed to know?
I should
If
say
I
it's
grow a
okay.
beard,
No, I
am
will
I
tell
a
him, no,
man?
man. No, you're not. You're a man.
That's-
I can see.
That is
Who
horrible.
taught you this?
That is
If you don't mind me
because
asking,
that
where
is
did you
not
get this understanding?
accepting of who they are. That is not accepting of who they want to be and who they mentally think they are. And you are supposed to.
Why
a
are they so
human
happy
is
that they're
supposed to
40%
accept
likely to
another
commit
person for who
suicide?
they are and who they believe they are.
But then
you are not.
I've
You are
seen
not.
that study.
That is
I would
rude
There is
and
actually
very
studies.
disgraceful
Okay,
and
do you have any
disrespectful
sources?
to tell someone. You nope. That is
I'll
not
ask
how
you,
you are.
I'll
That
ask
is not
you.
how you're
You know-
supposed to believe. That's not what you're
Mo,
supposed
slip
to be.
this one in
Let
with
them
our
be
guest
what they
here.
want to be. You're not supposed to tell them how they're supposed to be.
What do you mean let them be what they want to be? What do you mean by that?
If they want to be a woman, then let them be, or a cat, or whatever they want to be. You let them be that. You don't tell them. It is not your place at all to say, nope, you're a man. You're not a cat. You're a man. No, it is not.
Do you know mental illness? Have you heard of mental illness? Have you heard of mental illness? Can I just
regulations and prohibition?
Let me get this one.
I told you we cannot live like that. Society doesn't work like that.
Then you can start your own country and go make that your own rule. Because none of
country.
As far as I know,
it's a
we
free
won't be
society.
living there.
I thought it's a free society.
Let me say this.
Then you say what you want to say, but let people be who they want to be. Because then
I
your
am
society
letting,
will
but don't shove it down my throat and say, oh, you have to accept
You're
it.
saying it's wrong if you're...
No, I cannot. No.
Hang on. This is very, very important.
What you've been saying this whole time is if I identify as a man, I am a man. You're telling me that nope, you're a woman.
Okay.
You are a woman.
See, then that is not accepting.
Listen.
That's not accepting reality if I say, oh no, you're a man. Everybody knows you're a woman
But if I
here.
was a man, there'd be
Everyone.
Can I grab the reins? Bo, can I just grab the reins again? Sorry, I shouldn't have even touched it. Can I just grab the reins again? We were talking about mental illness. Generally speaking, when someone presents themselves in a psychotic state, you don't agree with everything they say because you will reinforce the mental illness. You don't cure it, and this is exactly what you're doing, and this is why it's so dangerous. You say, what's it to do with me? I've got children. Thank God I homeschooled every single one, and they don't have to go through this mind-mending cult that you lot seem happy with. No, have I the right to withdraw my children from a program that tells them they can be born in the wrong body? You said, how does it affect me? Let them do it. If they're my children,
no, I'm saying,
have I
how
the
does
right?
it affect you if
I'll tell you.
No, I'm just saying, if I identify as a man, if
you were a dad, you would know.
If I am a man, if I say I'm a man, and you say that's wrong,
might be.
How am I affecting you? Like, I don't live here. I live in America.
I'll tell you how you're affecting me because
and
your
I'm just
mindset.
Let me tell you how.
No. Last one. Your mindset means that my children are going to be exposed to animals like this.
But you
drag queens.
So you restricted them from that.
No, I protected them. I protected them.
You want...
I have to leave, but
you want me to tell my children a lie?
I'm going to be
when a
quiet.
man
You'll find
becomes a
that
woman,
husband in London
and my
today.
child should ask, I
Please,
should
God,
say, no.
Do
Don't
you
say
believe in
anything
God?
because it's
Did
going
you
to
ever
hurt
believe in
her.
God? Is
She's
God
a woman.
real?
No,
Is
I'm
God
going to say,
real?
no, my son or my daughter, he's a man.
Do you
He's
agree he made
deluded.
the male
I
and
will
female?
tell her that,
He
or I will
created?
tell him that,
No,
the reality.
Were, forced to defend one of the points.
But you want me to tell my son or my child?
I was all over the place up until God found me. I would have agreed with every single thing you said.
Freedom, we're my freedom. You tell my kids what I believe.
Are you a believer?
Or what they should
It
believe.
just, he created,
You don't?
he created a man, and he created a woman, but it doesn't mean that they have to be
come
who
to our
they are.
family,
It just
we learn
means
stuff.
those are the two people
God
he
doesn't make
created.
mistakes.
other.
He
That's
doesn't
why
put
we
the wrong
Exactly.
person in the
So
wrong
that's
body.
why-
Imagine if I come to
Does a creator?
Exactly, he did make
No,
Hitler. That is-
he doesn't make a mistake. No, he doesn't. Hitler had free
That's how we
will.
communicate.
Yeah, Hitler had free will.
That's
You
how we
can't
tell
say.
between
Well,
right
he
and
also
wrong.
knew exactly what I'm going to do and you're going to do, and we're all living in this kind of,
Well, she has a point.
pointless
God
free
needs
will.
everyone with free will, right? So that means I have the free will to become a man if I want to, and that's not a mistake.
Okay, see, this is where we might have something. We might be agreeing on this.
Wake up.
I don't. When I say I don't care, if you say this person says they're a woman, well, I can call anyone. There could be giraffe. Look at all the giraffes and wildebeest all running around there. And you can say, yeah, he believes that, he's completely crazy. But if you say, well, if he wants them to be giraffe and wildebeest, they are giraffe and wildebeest. That's crazy. It's delusion.
But that's different.
Well, you do sometimes called hyperbole.
People, we just allow them to believe in whatever they want. Even though there is no proof of it.
I think what I can prove is...
Look, I don't agree with them, but I'm going to actually argue with you.
Name me a human civilization has never believed in any creator or any deity.
Never believed in a creator.
Name me a human civilization. This is
What do you guys think?
God bless you. You take care. Yeah.
What do you guys think of incest?
I'll take over them.
Here he comes. No,
What do you guys think
already
of
at
incest?
saturation levels on the COE. He's already at saturation levels.
What
They don't
levels?
want
If two
saturation levels.
Saturation.
Yeah,
level.
we've seen.
and a
No, but
son,
you're good. You're good.
They're
You're good,
adults.
mate.
They're not harming each
So
other.
okay, just to make sure, I don't actually agree
No,
with the
they're not.
Keep the shit
They
away from the
haven't
children. That's
Keep
all
the
I ask.
shit
Just
away
stop,
from the
bro.
They will
kids.
not bring any child.
Hey, leave the
Is it
kids
okay
alone. Yeah,
so they
leave
can
the
have
kids
sex?
alone.
Okay, man.
Oh my God.
So I'm not going to argue for the transgender,
Okay, yes,
but I
yes.
think
No,
your,
this will be an interesting
I think your point.
This is the society you
Pablo.
are raising. They are agreeing that a mother and a son should have a sex.
Did you say that?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, what's wrong with incest?
What? She said, what is wrong with it?
What's wrong with incest? Yeah.
Say that.
You can. You're allowed an opinion. Come here. Come
What
in.
happened?
She
What
just
happened?
said incest.
It's Hyde Park Corner. You shouldn't
I'll
say
protect
things.
you. I'll protect you.
You're
Don't
allowed.
worry. What did you say?
You're allowed to
Society
say
we are
whatever
bringing
you want.
They agree with
This guy's a troll.
Come
This guy's a
through.
troll.
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
What happened?
No, he asked me if, like, a brother and a sister use contraception, if it would be okay for them to have sex.
If a brother and
And you
sister
said
use
yes?
And I said, like,
contraception,
why should I care?
Why should you care?
Yeah.
but
You
should it be
live in the
legal? Should it be
society.
legal?
Guys, calm down. You know, civil. Let's have a civil conversation. Okay. I don't think it's good to do to have sex between a mother and a child. No, but look, it's your opinion, but you have to have reasons for your opinion. Because if an opinion doesn't have any reason, then it's a bad opinion.
Okay.
You know, the flat earth theorists. Imagine that we just allow them to do whatever they want and never confront them in their bullshit.
Do you
They will
agree
just,
that
you know,
a brother and sister should have sex?
No, of course not.
Why?
But, huh?
Why? Because you don't believe in any moral absolutes as far as God is concerned.
Yeah, I don't.
Why?
I don't.
Why should
because
her
it's not
opinion be
functional.
allowed?
It's not functional.
Well, once you
It's
use
not functional in
contraception, then
society.
a contracepting
It's still not
couple.
functional.
What do you mean functional?
What
Well,
do I
there's
mean by
nothing to do with
okay,
function,
will
is
you
it? It's
allow me
nothing
to
to do
speak
with
or will
function.
you interrupt?
No, go on.
You know,
Okay.
my
Well,
I will-
let her speak.
My opinion. Maybe
Let's
I
hear what
think,
she
like,
really says.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Well,
but
if you think, then it's your opinion.
yeah, sure. But also, I can say, like, I think it's bad, but if they want to do it, why should they?
So if you had a son
But if
and
I
daughter,
told you
you'd
that
let
you
them have
shouldn't
sex
think
upstairs
that
in
way.
your house? Is that what you mean?
Really, but that doesn't have anything to do with that.
No, but you would. You'd let your
Okay, come
brother
here,
and
come here.
sister have sex
It's a
upstairs
bit-
in your
it's a bit
house.
difficult to be turning around.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what. Let Pavlov have a tag. I mean, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Because
Thank
this
you
is
very
still.
much.
I'll just.
I do appreciate it. I'll go to this side then.
You were patient. You were.
Thank you. I'm patient. Yeah, I'm patient. Okay, so what's the deal? What did he ask you that you answered yes? About the incest.
Yeah, he asked me if it would be okay for a brother and a woman to have sex. A brother and a sister.
And a sister,
Because they
okay.
use contraception.
Okay. And you think it's okay?
Content over everything from your melody. Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
The revelation. Huh? Oh, this is just one of the channels that comes to Speaker's Corner. They film some discussions here and all that stuff. But don't worry, this is one of the more impartial channels. They just put whatever people say. They don't cut out certain parts. So if I mess up in the conversation, if I make a mistake and you prove me wrong, they will not cut it out. So that's how it is. But yeah, don't worry, it's just a normal channel. They will not start talking trash